Okay, so I seem to have found a dog. He's lost. I'm waiting for someone to help me. Vika, whoop! The trip of the day. I just biked past the coolest mansion. I'm talking James Bond. Or maybe James Pina.
Immediately, I had the sneaking suspicion I shouldn't go in.
Let's go.
But after passing the house that was clearly up to something, I don't know what, but he was clearly up to something in there. I decided to go down the side roads, because in my opinion, in Sintra, the side roads are the best roads. Except when they're not though, sometimes they could be pretty bad and you should have just stayed on the main road. But I cut those parts out. I feel like everyone has, their thing that they're a bit of a geek about, and this is definitely one of those things that I'm a geek about. These are traditional laundry areas. You find them all around Portugal. The coolest thing is you still see people using them every once in a while. I don't know, they just seem like they're from a different century. Love them. You just want to jump in, but don't.
So if you bike to Colares, if you choose to take the main road, you will pass Palácio de Montserrat. I mean, this is just this huge palace. I mean, look at this thing. And look at these trees. So those trees are nice, but look at those. Those are called stone pine trees, and they're just these Mediterranean pine trees that grow everywhere here. They look kind of like pine trees in disguise as regular trees. It's probably a better way to describe it. So after I passed Palácio de Montserrat, easily the most interesting part of my day happened, where I went to the side of the road. I saw this dog, this scruffy little dog, so I named him Scruffy. I was like, he looks like a scruffy, He's scruffy. He is what he is. He came up to me and literally asked me for help. Do you need something? Are you lost? I think you're lost.
Even though he had a collar, the tag had actually fallen off, so I didn't see his name.
Gotta figure out what to do with you.
Called the kennel. The kennel said, well, if he doesn't have a tag, you have to see if he has a microchip and bring him in. But of course I'm on a bike, so for a while I'm just sitting on the side of the road trying to figure out how I'm gonna get that done. He was good company. Anyway,
so I called the kennel. The kennel said, yeah, bring in the dogs. I found 2 people that will bring them in.
I found these 2 ladies who loved Scruffy. I want that lady with the sunglasses to adopt Scruffy if he doesn't have a home. Look at that turnaround. She went flying up that hill. Had chicken ready for Scruffy. I was thinking, where did this chicken even come from? Actually, Scruffy, when she tried to put him in the car, ran away, and he was almost running back into the forest. Luckily, this man had been walking down. We almost lost Scruffy again. They should be a family now. But all's well that ends well, folks. I will be checking up on Scruffy, I promise. I will go to the animal shelter and check on him. I hope he's not there. I hope either A, he has a family, or B, she takes him.
Vamos arranjar comida. Obrigado. Ciao, ciao, ciao.
Scruffy. I know a lot of you were thinking, wouldn't it be nice if he adopted Scruffy? It's just not a good time right now, Scruffy.
So that's the end of that story. I mean, I'll go back to the kennel, see if Scruffy's there. I will check up on him. You stay tuned. We are almost at Colares now. So this is me just biking into town.
Top 3 recommendations for Colares. First off is Hobson Brewery that you can see on the left here. It's just really calming to be in there. The people are really nice, the food's good, and it has an amazing rooftop that I like to visit. And as you can see, I'm hobbling over to this white building here. That is the winery.
I was lucky enough to get a tour of this winery from a woman that actually her family was part of the business. That was awesome. But the thing that I found funny is whenever I get these types of tours, I often get the same type of story from people that work there where it's like, you know, I wanted to move to the big city, but I stayed for my family business.
And usually I understand the frustration, but this one, it's like, lady, you live 20 minutes from Lisbon. You could have done both. It's time management.
Highly recommended. Don't open the barrels though. Don't open the barrels. And my third recommendation is a churrascaria. My Portuguese friend told me you can never go wrong with a churrascaria in Portugal. And I agree. So that's basically just different types of meats, but also even if you're vegetarian, the sides are no joke.
They always have a lot of different greens and beans and stuff like that, so you'd still be fine, I think. I included so many videos of this train already. It goes all the way from Sintra town to the beach that we will be visiting soon if you can keep your attention span for 2 more minutes. However, we have one amazing stop before we get there.
So every weekend in Colares, they have a weekend market. And I was thinking, you know what? Maybe maybe if someone watches this, they'll like to watch me go through the market. So that's exactly what I did. First, I flipped through these records here, and the guy next to me told me there is absolutely not one good record in this entire pile. Go to the other guy, he has good records, which I thought was pretty funny. So I went over to the other guy and I was going to use this as an opportunity to show off my Portuguese, but when I listened to it back, the grammar was, it was pretty deplorable, so we're not going to use that right now.
Anytime I mess up my Portuguese, there's a little cloud bubble that appears over my head, and my grandmother is just saying, "Precisa aprender, Andrew," which basically just means, you've really got to get better at Portuguese, kid. We are trying, Grandma. Buying random records to practice. No one else is practicing this hard. Anyway, time to go to the beach.
Okay, now moving on. Now we are going to Praia das Maçãs, which means apple beach, beach of apples. So if you love apples, you're in for a treat, even though there are no apples. I didn't see any apples. Anyways, so you will see me going there on 2 very different days. One day was really sunny and bright, the other foggy. So the rule of the beach is simple. If it's safe enough to go in the water, go in the water. If it's not safe enough to go in the water, don't go in the water. Today is pretty sketchy, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, someone gave me this idea for my channel and I loved it. On the 6th bench in the Sintra station between lines 2 and 3, I hid €5 under the seat. If you find it, please leave a comment. Ciao.